Hey, welcome back to Jay's Auto Detailing. Today we're going to be working on this 2024 Toyota TRD. Unfortunately, it went through the tunnel car wash, and I'll show you, we're going to have some work to do. Last week, this customer called me and said that he took his truck through the tunnel car wash here locally. He got home, he noticed that there were some prominent scratches and marks on, mainly he said, the driver's side of the truck. So I told him, we'll get you scheduled. In the meantime, contact the tunnel wash to see if there's anything they could do. So he brought it in last night, and I didn't have it in the shop, but I was shining a flashlight on the outside, and it was everything that I thought it was going to be, especially on a black vehicle. They're always easier to see the blemishes in the paint. I just pulled it in, got it in here early this morning, and taking a look at it, and even under my lights here in the shop, it doesn't look too good. So not only were the scratches just what he mainly saw on the driver's side, I kind of walked around the vehicle last night with him and inspected it with my light, and basically the whole entire truck is covered in scratches. Now, he says he only went there one time. Maybe previous owner, if he didn't buy this, I'm not sure if he bought this truck brand new, maybe previous owner had taken it through a tunnel wash as well, because there's a lot of swirls and fine scratches all over the paint. So we did get in touch with the tunnel wash, and they sent a district manager down to inspect this truck and take a look at it, and they did see the scratches in there. So what they brought with them was Meguiar's Scratch X, and customer told me that they wiped off the door, and it kind of knocked out some of the scratches that were there. I'm guessing he just used the microfiber towel to wipe it in by hand, and customer stated that after he washed the truck, he noticed that the scratches were there again. So I've never used Scratch X. I don't know if it has fillers in it, if it doesn't, if it removes just small blemishes in the paint, but this thing is going to need at least a 1 or 2 step with some compound and a polish to really finish out. And you'll see when I go around the truck what those scratches actually look like. On a side note, last weekend I took upon the project of wet sanding my 78 Chevy, and man, it was way overdue. I bought this truck way back in like 2015. There was a ton of orange peel on the paint, and I always said to myself, I need to wet sand this truck. It's just, the thing's like a mile long. So this weekend I was just going to do a quick polish on it. There's a local car show coming up on Sunday, and I was going to take this truck, got it running good, and man, it just kind of went crazy on it. Wound up doing a 1500 2K all the way up to 3K wet sand on it, and then obviously rotary buffed it out. Came back with the orbital, 2 rounds of orbital, knock out any other sanding marks or the haze, and then threw a ceramic coating on it. So this truck looks way better, ton more gloss on it. I love this color. It's what sold me on the truck when I was looking for it. But let me show you that quick, and then we'll get over and start working on the Tacoma. There wasn't really a lot of dust nibs or anything in the paint, but there was a lot of orange peel. I'm sure they layered on the clear coat. So this paint's got to be every bit of 15 years old, if not more. So the clear was hard as a rock, and took some time. Mainly the bed sides is where the most orange peel was, and it seemed like that clear was a little bit harder to work with than the clear on the cab. This was definitely not something I was planning on doing or wanted really to do, just because of the size of this thing, but the finished product is so well worth it. I had it out yesterday in the sun. I didn't take any videos or pictures or anything, but just kind of checking over the paint. But man, everything looks awesome on this thing. A lot of time spent on this. I had an older square body in here a few years ago that a customer painted in their garage. There was a lot of dust nibs and stuff in it. And luckily enough, the customer came down and actually helped me wet sand the entire truck. It was here for a few weeks, and we would work on it kind of in between. He'd come after work, and we'd work on it at night and stuff. And it was a short box, but man, it was still a lot of work to do. I mean, we went around that thing too with 1,500 all the way up to 3K, and then buffed it out. It was a project, and I was saying to myself, I don't know if I want to do this on my own truck. And well, here we are, got it done finally. So this is something I could just kind of put past me and move on. But I'm loving it right now. All right, let's get back over here to the Tacoma. Take a look at the paint. So if you just follow the lights, you could see the haze in the paint and all the fine marks that are in there. Definitely from the car wash. And what I find with car wash marks is as you work your way forward on the vehicle, there's always more. So you can see the door here. This is where he was concerned about in this area. Now this area right here on the door where I'm shining my light on, this is where I noticed the majority of the circular swirls. So this is where I'm thinking they tried to rub out some of the marks with that Meguiar Scratch X, probably with a microfiber towel, and it really didn't do much justice for it. Even around the badge on the side here, all around it, you can see those circular marks. If I come over to the passenger side, I don't really see those circular marks. Still have marks from the car wash, but not nearly as bad as the driver's side. Now, in my honest opinion, a black vehicle is the hardest, obviously, to take care of, but they always look the best when they're all shined up. And actually, last week, we did, I think, a total of 9 black vehicles. And not all of them had to be buffed and polished, but we had like 2 that came in for ceramic coating. We had a truck that came in that looked very similar to the paint on this that needed to be polished out for a local dealership. And yeah, they're the toughest to work with for sure. And many of you know that if you're a detailer, even if you have your own black vehicle, that it is pretty tough to take care of. So I'm gonna get to rolling on this and try to figure out what combo we're gonna use, whether it's gonna be a 1-step or a 2-step, and which pads to get dialed in on. And move along right along the side of the truck and get a coat of sealant on this when we're done and get it back to the customer, and hopefully he'll be much happier. I'd say about 75% of the people that go through and wash their cars here are not really concerned with what the paint looks like at the end. They just need a clean vehicle. Not everyone is a detailer and they're gonna look at, see all the specific marks in the paint. But if you do care for your vehicle, I always tell customers, if you don't have the ability to wash it at home, at least go somewhere that's touchless so that the brushes don't wind up doing this on your vehicle. watched any of my previous videos, you always saw us using 3D1 with the Lake Country pads, and 3D1 tends to be my go-to. Last couple months, and I mentioned this in one of my last videos, just going over some new products. In the last couple months, I've been using this Jescar correcting compound, and it's kind of working better than 3D1. It's kind of been the last couple weeks. It's really been doing some good work for us. It works fast, and there's not really a lot of dust or anything, and it's very easy to wipe off the cars. It does give a little bit of haze, as any compound would when you're doing a first step going around a car, and you saw that as we were going through here on this truck. But this is working really well. If you don't have this yet, you're looking for some kind of new compound to use, check it out. It's available pretty much anywhere. I get all my stuff from Detailed Image, and I know they have it for sure. I buy it by the gallon now. So we went around this truck with a two-step, the Jescar correcting compound, and then followed it up with some 3D speed, wiped it down with a quick detailer at the end, and the results are night and day. Night and day difference compared to what it looked like before, and I think the customer's gonna be pretty happy. I don't think he was expecting it to come out this well. He was mainly concerned with a lot of the scratches on the sides, mainly like he mentioned on the driver's side, but the whole truck looks great now. It looks like it should. It's a 2024 with very low miles on it, and it shouldn't have looked like it did when it came in. So we got this Tacoma all squared up and ready to go. Definitely looks a lot better than what it did when it first came in this morning, and I'm gonna send this out. Customer's gonna come pick it up later on today. So if you have any questions, comments, put them down below. I'll put a link down to some of the products in the description, and if you want to check some of that stuff out and give it a shot if you're not using it already. As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next detail.